What's up, YouTube? Today we got a flat top tutorial. Finally got around to doing another vid early, so let's get to it. You're gonna start off picking the client's hair out real good, and you can see he got plenty of hair. But I'm gonna start using my 5-0 detachable blade, and that's basically like your trimmers when there's zero gap. So you can use some trimmers. I'm using the my Andes BGR Plus. And I'm just gonna make the medium guideline around the head, and I'm gonna make sure I clean out every little spot where there's hair. So as you can see, I'm kind of flicking outwards this way. I'm not bringing the line up too high. So here, I'm taking my magic clips with an open blade, and I'm gonna make my 1-inch band all the way around the head. And these are good because they're very powerful and they're cordless. So I like to use these clippers a lot. They're probably my favorite when it comes to doing haircuts. You can, they're very powerful and they're small, lightweight. And you see me coming around the head. And you don't have to be perfect when it comes to guidelines, It's really the blending part that you got to make sure you do a good job with. So guidelines aren't exactly an indicator of how good a blend's going to come out. So don't get crazy if it doesn't come out perfect. It's just the start of what you want. So here, I'm just kind of, picking the hair out a little bit. I got my one guard open, and I'm coming up to around the top of the forehead, and I'm going to go all the way around with another 1-inch band around the head. So again, this is a one guard open, which is considered a 1.5. And you can see he's got a lot of hair that's getting caught into the clippers, but you pick off, any kind of excess that is basically stuck to the clipper or sticking to the head. Just try to pull it off. This way you get a good clear view of what you're doing, because you want to make sure you're doing a good job. And if you can't see it, you can't do it. So I basically went all the way around the head, and you see things starting to come together a little bit. You kind of got an idea what's going to happen. Now you put your 1/16 guard on, which is your blending guard, and you go from open to close, blending downwards. So I'm starting off with the open blade, and I'm coming up just under the 1.5 guideline, and I'm starting to blend that 1.5 downwards towards the open blade, which is the second guideline. So I close it a little bit, and I start blending down some, and slowly but surely, it's starting to look like something. So you're gonna, continue this process of closing the clipper lever, and coming down just a little more until you start seeing lines disappear. And that's your job. Your job is, just to get rid of any kind of lines of demarcation that you put in there. And while you're fading, sometimes you can put in some extra guidelines, on accident, little lines of demarcation, but it's all just about adjusting and taking them back out. You got to just be careful to make sure you flick outwards properly. So now I have the clipper close a little bit, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm blending downwards more until I can get that first guideline gone, fully gone. That was made by my detachable BGRs. So yes, these clippers are zero gapped, so they can get rid of it pretty good. A lot of that is, basically the wrist work. You really need some good wrist work when it comes to this. Nice little C motions. So now you're just touching up. Once you're done with all the steps, you pop your guards back on as needed, and you touch everything up. So this way the blend looks nice and has a finished appearance, okay? So that's basically what I'm doing now. It's something that will take time. You kind of have to practice it to understand what you need to do and what's good for the customer too. You want to make sure they look good. And all these steps here, you're going to continue all the way around the head. So it's the same thing. I just wanted to save some time, so I didn't, I recorded the other side of the head, but I'm getting straight to it. After you're done doing all that around the whole head, you're gonna come straight up. I using my my 5-0 detachable blade, and I'm coming parallel. All right, straight up. If you're gonna go in any direction, come outwards. Don't go inwards, because you can't fix something that you cut off. So I'm continuing all the way around the head, and I'm coming very close to his actual scalp. So if there's a spot that's dark on his head and that's real close, I'm actually cutting it towards the bottom and taking it out. I'm actually blending this in to the fade. You got to really be careful, and you can see I'm kind of getting a better view. So this way I can really see what I'm doing so I don't make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes sometimes, though. It does happen. Just make sure you're, try not to do nothing drastic because, most things are fixable, not everything. So I'm just taking it nice and easy. You hold these clippers how you need to hold them, whatever's comfortable to you. As you can see, I switched positions when I was on the back of the head because that's what feels good. It feels right. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm a little bit in fast forward here. I'm not this fast, but I'm just continuing the same thing. I'm going around the side of the head, going straight up and out until I can, work my way into going straight up. If you get a little scared, it is what it is. You just got to keep looking at it and keep chipping away until it's somewhat straight or as perfectly straight as you can get it. Some people can get this very straight. I'm pretty decent. I wouldn't say I'm great, but it's all about just hand-eye coordination, and little by little. The better you get, the faster you can do it. It's not a race, especially when it's something like this. This is a custom cut. This is not an easy haircut, all right? So I'm coming all the way around the front. I even do the front. The front is part of it. Try to match this, be parallel with the back. Whatever direction the back goes, try to do the same thing. So here I'm on top. I'm just kind of bringing the sides in nice and square. As you can see, I'm lightly touching certain areas. I'm taking only the spots that I need. And I'm getting every view I can get. So this way, I can see what I'm doing. I know exactly where I'm going. And I'm just making sure I run this clipper flat across the head, little by little. All right? Again, you do what you feel is right. So, I'm even cleaning up the sides and, whatever I see needs to be done at that time, I'm going to do it. So it's coming together. It's finally getting towards a flat top, little by little. And once you get it cleaned up, start your shape up. Start from the center. At least I do. You don't have to. I start from the center. I work my way outwards. So I work towards one side, all right? And then I basically just square off toward the temple area. So I go from the front, and you'll see once the view changes, there we go. And then I hit this area. Try to come square, 90 degrees, or to the center of the eyebrow arches. If you use that as a guideline, if you do it on both sides, they should be pretty good, So that's one good way to do it. And then I get the actual arch itself. I just come down, being very light because these are zero gap trimmers, and if you do press hard, you can irritate somebody. So just always be gentle. I'll have a link up for these too, so if anybody wants to get some, they feel free to check the link out, scoop them up. Back to the center, I work my way towards the left side, or for him, it's the right side of his head. But just being gentle, trying to go over each area the least amount of times with a pair of trimmers, so this way it doesn't, less irritation. Mark my 90, come off nice and square towards the, from the top of the actual forehead. Come off of that 90 degrees, clean it up. These are set perfectly too. They're not really gonna, scratch them or anything. And then do the arch, same thing. Do it like the other side. Just come in, make it nice and round, natural. Don't dig into the actual the hair too much. You don't want it to be any crazy shapes or nothing like that. Just something where you lightly touch whatever they naturally have, and then you just go over it. So here I got my razor, and I'm just gonna go over every single part of the shape up that I did, and I'll even go over the spots that don't look like they have hair. Going against the skin, going against the grain, going on the skin, but against the grain, make sure you pull the skin some, and just come just close to the line that you just made with the trimmer. That's the best way to do it. You don't want to accidentally take out too much hair. Continue the same thing across the head. Lately, I've been putting my client's head upwards so they can relax on a headrest, and it's nicer for them. They actually seem to enjoy it as far as feedback goes. So, you hit the other side too real quick, clean it up real nice, and this thing starts to look fresh. But here's the ending. I think it came out pretty good. Hopefully you guys like it. The client definitely did. If you get a chance, like, comment, and subscribe, please. All right, all the help that I get, I love it. I appreciate you guys, and hopefully I can make some more videos soon. Peace.